When the judge gives you a second chance while you're already on 2 felony probations, you either walk the line or walk back to jail.
Galmore, let's take care of Kelton Hebert.
All right, we're back on the record in the case of the People versus Sullivan.
I'm
Mr.
just making
Sullivan
old
is now
jokes
present.
today.
So that you can understand what went on while you were at the courtroom just now, just briefly.
All right, sir, you're Kelton Hebert.
I had
And
Mr. Mullins
Mr.
brought
Galmore,
back
will your
in.
client waive the formal reading of the
He's been in
indictment?
contact
Mr. Hebert,
with
in
his
cause number
attorney. The attorney
24,
says he's gonna call
DCCR
him back.
1498,
In the
you're charged
interim, I
with a
was
third-degree felony
get an
offense of
attorney.
evading
The attorney
arrest or
had arrived
detention
down
with the
here
use
so
of a
that Mr.
vehicle
Mullins
from
could
June
speak to the
22nd
attorney
of
prior to
2024. And
him
how do you plead to
continue with
that
his
charge?
testimony.
Speak up.
However, that
Are you pleading
attorney
guilty
has a
freely and
conflict, or
voluntarily?
has indicated there's
And
a
are you pleading
conflict, so
guilty
we're
because you
attempting to
did
try
what
to
they've
get
charged
another
you with?
attorney. I think I put
I
it
have
in
here on
a
the tablet
nutshell.
some
Mr.
documents
Vincent, was
that
there
have your
anything else
signature on them that the state has marked as
on
exhibit
that
number 1.
regard?
Before you
So,
sign these, did you
what
go
I'm
over them
gonna
with Mr.
do,
Galmore? Do you fully understand them? And do you understand, if I follow the
waive,
agreement that you've made with the
Ms.
district
Wendland, if you
attorney,
can
that you'll
print
be
me
waiving
another
or giving up any
copy
right
of
to
the
appeal?
order.
And it
You
looks
give
like the
that
agreement
to
that you've
Mr.
reached is for a
Mullins. Mr.
5-year
Mullins,
deferred probation.
while you may not
There would be a
understand all of
$500
that,
fine. You would be
common.
required to
I
follow
must
all
give
of
you
the
a
rules and
copy so that
conditions
when
of
you
probation,
speak with
including
somebody or speak
a
with
driver
Mr.
safety
Harris,
course. Do you
you'll have a
understand?
copy.
Do you also
You have it in
understand, if
front
you're
of
not a
you.
U.S. citizen, that a plea of guilty or no
That's
contest may
Judge
result in your
Conlon's order
deportation, exclusion
regarding.
from admission to the country, or denial of
I'm not
naturalization under
asking
federal
whether or
law?
not you understand it, not
State tenders number
what
1.
I'm getting into.
It's
I'm just
admitted.
going to
Is there
give you
any
that
evidence that
copy
Mr.
so
Hebert's
that
not competent?
whoever you speak to
All right, sir, I'm going to
regarding it,
find
you
that
have
you
a
entered your
copy.
plea of guilty
Okay.
freely and voluntarily. Find that you're
So
mentally
I'm not
competent and you
releasing you. I'm
understand the
going to
nature
stop
and the
your testimony
consequences
at
of your
this point in
plea.
time.
Find
You'll
sufficient
need to
evidence to find you
wait
guilty. However, I'm going to reset your
until we
case for
can
sentencing
figure out what's going
so that
on.
the probation
If you
department,
do
excuse me, can do a
get
pre-sentence
through
report.
to
And that'll
Mr.
give me more
Harris,
information about you and your
and
case, and then
there's
we'll
some
come back later for
indication,
sentencing.
let the court
You need to
know
stop
either
and
through
talk to
my bailiff or
probation on your
something.
way out of the
Okay?
courtroom today, and she
All
said
right.
that
Thank
does
you,
right there. All right, we'll see you back at sentencing.
Thank you, Mr.
All right, Mr. Newman, Charles Newman.
So I believe there is, and we have, this individual has counsel, Ms. Gray. And I think
Okay.
we would, stop
Anyway,
with
we're back
Mr.
on the
Mullins'
record.
testimony. We have
Excuse me,
heard
cause number
testimony.
25, DCCR 0545, and Mr. Newman's here for sentencing. Mr. Newman tested positive for THC, which obviously gives me some concern.
Which just to briefly address that, he took a drug test just the other Thursday. That was for work.
No, that was just to make sure like I was doing good and everything.
Inside this tense Texas courtroom, Judge Fleischer's patience is running thin. One defendant after another steps forward, most without lawyers, most already on probation. And the judge's message is clear: follow the rules or face the consequences. But as the minutes pass, what begins as routine hearings quickly turns into a warning about accountability, responsibility, and what happens when second chances run out.
I passed. That's why.
Just to make sure you had everything out of your system
Right, yes,
before you
ma'am.
came to court?
Right. I just wanted to make sure that I was doing like
He had surgery a month ago.
And then I had-
Stop talking over your
And
attorney.
please come
Let him
forward
talk.
to
He
be
had surgery a month
sworn.
ago. He took narcotics as part of that. He has a prescription for that, but he took a drug test just to see if anything was going to show up. Nothing showed up.
Well, THC isn't have anything to do with
That is
a
correct.
surgery.
That is correct.
He's admitted that he uses marijuana. That's why I had him tested today. So at some point, you used marijuana, and you clearly were making sure it wasn't. If you had a prescription for narcotics, that's not what you were worried about. You were worried about testing negative or positive for marijuana because you admitted to the probation department that you use. And so stop with
Main
the
court.
Thank you.
Stop.
Ms. Gray, we have you here. Do you
take
go by any other
responsibility.
nicknames? Oh, and
You
I'm
shot
sorry.
at a
How do you
car
spell
going
that?
down the interstate because they cut you off.
Okay, Libby. Okay, great.
You barely missed a
and,
person in a
let's go ahead
car
and skip over that.
because you got
Are you
pissed that they
currently
cut
a
you
resident
off.
within
And you're going to
Washington
sit here
County?
and argue to me
Okay.
about
And are you familiar with an
using
individual by the
marijuana?
name of Leonard Mullen? Do you, just so
this
that
is
we're clear, do
crazy.
you call him any other names? Does he have any other
what you
nicknames
did
if
is
you know him?
crazy. The deal you're
Just
getting
Leonard?
is amazing.
Okay.
And I would
and
think
then
you
are
would
you
come
familiar
in
with
here
Shalandra Washington?
absolutely clean, not hoping you're
And that's-
clean and
thank
testing
you. You already
positive the week
anticipated
before.
it.
because you might have used something that
that
might
other
not be out of
nickname
your
that you
system,
that she goes by
which
is
is where we
Sassy?
are today.
Okay. And then you're also familiar with an individual by the name of Marvin Sullivan, and any other names that you know him by? Okay. Okay.
All right, anything else
Turn your
before I sentence
attention
Mr. Newman?
to June 16th of 2021. You recall that day and an incident that had occurred at the Ichiban on Washtenaw?
Newman has never.
Are you
really been in
familiar with
trouble
that
of any kind
Ichiban?
before. So this is definitely a.
That was my first time.
He's always remained employed,
Okay.
good employment. He did lose his job.
Do you recall what car you were driving when you went to the Ichiban on this first time that you've ever been there?
Intending on.
What kind of a car was it?
To maintain the normal life that he's always had, other than this particular incident.
Some type of Dodge
Obviously,
vehicle.
if marijuana.
Do you remember the color of it?
If he can't stop
Okay.
using marijuana, they're going to figure it out at probation, whether that's drug testing or a patch or
What-
whatever the court decides. is
Why were you
necessary.
going to the Ichiban on June 16th of 2021?
Worse drugs that would be even more concerning.
Do you recall what time
in
of
this case.
do you recall what
Follow the deal.
some food?
Impose whatever drug conditions the court deems are
Okay,
necessary.
and when you say as a family, who else
Mr.
do you
Smith,
remember being
anything else?
involved with going there?
All right, so Mr. Newman, what I'm going to do, I'm going to find that you entered your plea of guilty freely and voluntarily. I'm going to
Okay.
find sufficient evidence
do-
to find you guilty. However, I'm going to follow the agreement that you made with the district attorney and defer all proceedings and place you on probation for a period of
Okay.
10 years. You're ordered to pay a $1,000 fine. You're ordered to pay restitution in the amount of $1,653.75.
Do you remember that rental car?
You will
prior
be
to June
ordered
16th?
to
How long did
enter
you
and
have it?
successfully complete the JCDI program, which is an intensive outpatient treatment program. Obviously, if you're using this close to court, you're going to get some
Mm-hmm.
treatment to make sure you're not. You will be required to wear a drug patch until further order of the court. I am also going to order that you serve 15 days up front in the Jefferson County Jail. And so you'll talk to probation today. You will go into custody.
Okay.
And this is just too
Do
serious
you
of a
remember
case
who
for
was
me
in your
not to make
car
sure you
when
understand
you went to the
some
Ichiban?
consequences of your actions. To be coming in here for shooting at someone in a car, tested positive, is just, it's not
Okay.
okay. And you need to
Because-
understand
that's fine.
that.
These cousins, what are their names?
This is still an amazing opportunity. You don't have a felony conviction on your record. So if you successfully complete the probation, and Mr.
eventually,
Gilmore's
at
right,
some
this
point
is
in time,
apparently seems to be
does
very
something
out of character,
unusual
but
happen?
it's so serious that it's just something's going on, and we're going to get that figured out. And so, if you do everything you're supposed to and you're successful on this probation, the case gets dismissed at the end. You will never be a convicted felon. But the other side to that is if you violate any condition of probation,
You
you
heard
will
a
be
lot of
brought back
stuff.
into court. You could be
When
found
you-
guilty of the
when you
offense, and you could
heard
go to prison
these-
for up to 20
these
years,
things,
anywhere between 2 and
this
20
stuff,
years for this offense.
Where were you?
One of the things
at
that
that
makes
point in
me
time?
a little more comfortable, I guess, you're very
And where
lucky
was the
that
vehicle?
the victim of this offense, number
The
one,
parking lot
didn't get
of-
hurt, and number two, is
The
in
Ichiban?
agreement with
Okay.
you getting this help and being on probation and making sure you follow through.
So you
you
hear
should be
this
very
stuff.
appreciative of that. I'm going to
Are
hand you
you
the trial court
parked
certification that shows this was an agreement
on
that
the
I
side of
followed,
the
and so
building,
you've waived
behind
your
the
right to
building,
appeal.
or in front of
You
the
can go with the
building?
bailiff. Probation will talk to you in just a few minutes before they take you back. Good luck to you, sir.
I was in front of you.
Okay.
He is. All right, so on Daryl.
I'm not trying to trick you here.
This is Spencer,
I just
I'm
got to
sorry.
lay out the circumstances.
All four of those
So I
cases,
don't
I'm
want you
going to
guessing
find that
if you
he's
don't
at large
remember,
without
if you
proper
don't remember,
bond,
if
leave
you
those
don't know,
bonds
you
at
don't
the
know.
100,000 that I settle at, but recall the bond forfeitures and do it that way.
Okay.
And so then it looks like we're just waiting
When
on
you are
Gallo. They
parked,
should be coming back down
you
after
hear
they take
these
care of
noises.
Gallo, and then we're waiting
who
on Mr.
is in your
Frank.
car at that point in
Still,
time?
and again.
Like,
Just Naya?
he was in the car. Like, he
Who was?
There was a lot going on to be focused on.
Mhm.
There was a lot going on that day, sir. And
I certainly understand. Okay. At some point in time, does anybody leave your car as a lot is happening? Do you recall anybody leaving your car?
Naya, and I don't know, really got out. I read. Yes.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch
They got
that.
out of the car.
They got out, the two of them. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Your attention drawn to the parking lot where all of this stuff is going on at?
What do you mean by that?
Like, do you start looking out into the parking lot to follow the source of the noises?
No, because the way I was at the restaurant, like, probably like this would probably be the door. Maybe I was working, facing the door, side the door. Well, sideways, whatever, I don't know. You can tell me to elaborate, tell me how the house works.
Fair enough. Do you recall, were any of your other friends or family members in a different vehicle?
I think so.